Hi folks, get my hair out of my face. This is Kim Millay. I'm coming to you from the Dead Pit Sister Studio, also in Kentucky, but on the other side of Kentucky from the Creepy Kentuckian and Uncle Bill. That's right, I said Sister Studio because I am their sister in horror. That's right. Okay, some of you may know me as Blair Witch 63 from the message board. Some of you might also be familiar with my written Asian horror reviews on deadpit.com. Also, that reminds me, I'd like to take a second to thank all of my readers, all 3 of you. Oh, love you. Okay, today I'd like to talk a little bit about a movie that we've already talked about on the show. Okay, but this is my first video review. You know, if I screw it up, at least we've already talked about it, right? Okay, it's a little film called The Booth from Tartan Home Video, our very good friends at Tartan. This is one of their Tartan Asia Extreme titles, and they're just an awesome company as far as bringing, you know, Asian horror to American fans like myself. So, anyway, The Booth. It's about a haunted disc jockey booth, if you will. Seems like this, it was either the 60s, 50s, I'm not sure which. Disc jockey killed himself after getting a really scary phone call. And cut to modern day, and a new disc jockey, Shingo, is about to enter the booth. Shingo, he's already established. He's already got a very popular call-in show, like an advice to the lovelorns type of show called Tokyo Love Lines. And he's yeah, for some reason they're moving from one studio to the other. They're in the middle of moving, so you know, probably everything's in boxes. For this one night, they have to broadcast from Studio 6, the booth. Yes. Anyway, he shows up for work, and he seems to have a lot on his mind. You know, he's had a really bad day. Excuse me, really bad day. And they, you know, through a series of flashbacks, we kind of find out just what kind of a bad day he's had. But anyway, he goes in there like the trooper he is. He's taking calls. He's putting on his show, you know. And things start to go wrong because in the middle of these calls, another call starts breaking in, you know, and it's always the same. It's like a sound like a rusty gate, you know, a rusty gate, or, you know, Freddy's fingers, you know, something creepy like that. And on top of that, you know, after that, there's a lady's voice, a woman's voice, saying in Japanese, of course, "Liar, you liar." He's like, "What? Liar! You're such a liar!" You know. You know, he doesn't think too much of it at first. You know, it's probably, you know, he thinks it's probably a call cutting in, another call cutting in, or something. And but it keeps happening. You know, it keeps interfering with his other calls. And you know, not only that, I mean, he's freaking out over that. Because for one thing, he thinks he might know who's calling. And if he's right, he's got every reason to be scared. You bet. But also on top of that, and this is really bizarre, all of the calls that are coming in, it's people with stories that reminds him of things he did reminds him, they're almost identical to things that he's done in his own past to hurt people. And it turns out there's quite a few people he's hurt. He's been a real jerk. You know, he's been a real jerk. But he's paying for it. It's coming back on him. And anyway, the night just gets worse and worse. And, you know, I'll leave it all. I'll leave it. I don't guess there's anything more to say about the story without giving too much away. But, you know, it's a really entertaining little ghost story. A lot more original than it looked like it was going to be at first. I mean, you know, earth-changing original. But, you know, it takes, you know, it goes in a few places you don't expect it to. And, you know, it's not the scariest movie I've ever seen. But, you know, it's got some really cool, creepy moments. And, you know, for a runtime of 75 minutes, I mean, you can't really go wrong. you know. So, the booth, check it out. It's from Tartan Asia Extreme. Did I say that right? I hope so. Tartan Asia Extreme. Okay? And listen, be sure to tune in to deadpit.com every Friday night for a brand new show from the Creepy Kentuckian and Uncle Bill. And you will be truly entertained. Okay? Okay, well, I guess that's it for today. In the meantime, I'm going to sit here with my hair in my face and pretend to be Sadako or Kayako or, I don't know, name it. Hell, name it. Any long-haired girl ghost you can think of. I like sitting here and pretending to be them in the dark because I'm weird like that. I'm just being silly. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, guys. See ya.